Roguelikes have absolutely exploded in the last few years, but there's good reason for that. Combine quick, addicting gameplay loops with build expression and the opportunity to just lose it all. And you've got yourself a roguelike. It's this core set of rules that offers hours of replayability and, most importantly, endless fun for the babies, for the tiny babies. So if you're anything like me, you love the cycle of starting a new run, trying to craft a build with the items you get, winning or losing, and then doing it all over again. It's this exact cycle that works for so many other games, and it's why I've personally crowned roguelikes as the best, most versatile video games of all time. Congratulations, my liege.
Ladies, I'm trying to do my work today.
I truly believe that this can work for so many other games, so if you'll allow me to, I'm gonna try to convince you of the same thing, while also talking about some of my favorite games. So to do this, I've broken up my examples into 4 categories. Core likes, side modes, part-timers, and for the love of God, please make this a roguelike, or flogs for short. Core likes are your pure-blooded roguelikes. They're games that take their biggest cues from the original, Rogue. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Did you know that you sleep talk sometimes?
No, I didn't. What? I'm talking certified bangers. Binding of Isaac, Dead Cells, Hades. Basically games where you're building up your strength so you can take out your godlike mother. Or games where you're building up your strength so you can visit your godlike mother.
If I had a nickel for every time
I had a godlike mom in a roguelike,
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
But this type of gameplay isn't just relying on some badass protagonist who shoots tears from his balls. I'm sorry. That wasn't in the script, I just said. Games like Balatro or Blueprints follow these same principles while also flipping the genre on its head and really testing what a roguelike can be. Bottom line, core likes might have meta progression or start you completely at 0 every time, but one thing remains true. They're fun, they're addicting, and they test your ability to master the game mechanics so you can ultimately do it again and 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 again. Side modes is the phenomenon in which games that aren't roguelikes add a roguelike mode, and they usually piggyback off whatever gameplay mechanics are already in place. Games like The Last of Us 2 with No Return, or God of War Ragnarok with the Valhalla DLC. We tend to see this in games that already have some sort of equipment or weapon system, and then some sort of level or dungeon system grafted on top of that. And I mean, I think this is awesome. Like, yeah, Last of Us, let me keep playing with that awesome combat system. You naughty dog. Or you can do what God of War did and actually implement a story to it. Give us a reason to keep going through the loop and tell us why it's happening. It's just incredibly interesting to see how developers take roguelike elements and put them into a game that originally had a beginning and an end. And it's these exact experiments that developers do that opened my eyes to what a roguelike could truly be. But some studios have commitment issues. Part-timers are games that are afraid to take the next step in their relationship with roguelikes. I'm not gonna wait around forever, so stop keeping me on the line. Think of games that have maybe 1 or 2 aspects of roguelikes, but have no intention on ever being one. The games that immediately come to my mind are survival games, or games that only give you 1 life. You know, think Minecraft Hardcore, or World of Warcraft Hardcore. Sorry. What is wrong with me? If we revisit the core rules I introduced earlier, we can see that these games land about here, but they can really land anywhere on here. Games where your equipment is constantly breaking, or games where picking up different equipment lets you synergize in different ways. They take a lot of forms, but the truth is, if they would commit to me like they keep promising they will, then they would make for some really interesting roguelike experiences. And even though I hate their go with the flow, I can't be tied down attitude, at least they have the decency to give me a slice of that roguelike pie, unlike some games. Flogs, or for the love of God, please make this a roguelike, are games that already have an incredibly addicting gameplay loop and would do numbers as a roguelike. Some of these games might already have self-imposed challenges that people on the internet indulge in to make it more like a roguelike. Imagine a Pokemon game with Nuzlocke features built in and a randomizer already there for you. Or maybe an XCOM game where you can't fully control what the character specializes in. And that way you have to figure out how they work with a team being a randomly generated class. A Souls-like where the boss... A single-player Souls-like where the equipment and the bosses are both randomized, and that way you can't just brute force your way through with 2 blood katanas. Yeah, I know what you did. I know what you did. And look, I'm not saying that these games need to be fully fledged $70 sequels. They can be a side mode. Give me a free update, right? Come on, Last of Us. Come on. Hey, God of War. Whoa. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down, right? I mean, I can't be the only one who sees the potential in Mario Super Sluggers as a roguelike, right? I mean, and I'm a genius. So, you know, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Now, these are just a few examples, and obviously there's way more that goes into making a good roguelike. But I'm just trying to say that this genre has infinite potential. The parameters of what a roguelike is, these core rules, have already been dissected and flipped on their head. And there's so much more to see from these types of games, and I really hope that developers keep finding interesting ways to put roguelike elements into their games. I mean, you know, don't spam it, but do with purpose. There's a reason why the cycle works so well. And that's why I think roguelikes are, without a doubt, no question, don't argue with me, the best video game genre ever created. I want to hear what your guys' favorite roguelikes are, or games that you think would make good roguelikes, in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sam Suko, and I hope to see you again real soon.